So these pieces here are for the outside cabinet. Welcome back to part 2 of the flip top table build, where I'll show you how I put the rest of it back together. G'day, welcome back to Having a Crack. So if you watched the last episode, you would have seen me cut out all these pieces down here. So right here, this is the part I'm going to do first. This is the flip flop. This is the part that rotates all the time. If you get this part right, everything else will be right. Then you can use this as a template for when you're putting all the rest of it together. So if we just focus on the flip top table itself, you'll see I've put it together, and it's just a dry fit at the moment. I haven't screwed it or glued it or nothing. And if we just take the top off, that's how that would be fitting, and as you can see, that's going to be pretty strong. You got 35 by 75 mil. That's going to be perfect. You may be asking, well, how am I going to make a pivot with this pipe? This pipe will be centering in the middle of this, and we're going to use that as an axle, just like on a car when the wheel rotates. So what we'll end up doing, got this drill, which is the same size as a pipe, 1 inch, and we'll be drilling it through there, through there, through there, which will be centered in the center of them, and then we'll be getting this pipe and we'll be threading it through. And there you go, there's your pivot point. Well, then you may be asking, well, what's this part for? Well, we don't need that amount of pipe. So if we move the pipe to about here, cut this end off, grab the thread on the other end and stick it on here, there's our axle, and then we'll be able to thread this wire through the pipe out the other side, and we'll be able to feed power inside of the box. Be able to have me power point on the outside there where you can attach a extension lead to, and then this will then go to our AC plugs, which will be secured in here. Go straight into there. And then when we've got the box all put together and the planer sitting on top, we'll drill a hole out, run that cord through into here. Everything will be nice and neat and tidy. No wires hanging anywhere. It'll be perfect. So if I just grab these 3 pieces here, the center pieces, you can see they're all the same. And if I grab my ruler and run a line through the center from edge to edge, there's our center. So then we put all these pieces together, make sure that it's all squared up, grab these clamps, they are all now 100% locked in, and we'll be able to drill a hole through the top all the way through. Then we'll grab this and cut a hole straight through either side. So now we've drilled a hole straight through. We're going to use that as a pivot point to use the 1 inch drill. There you go, all done. And by drilling through either side, that will avoid any chipping and blowouts. Right through. So now if we put the pipe through the centre, that's how the box will end up looking. So what I'm going to do now is sand down the outside perimeter of these boxes, starting with 80 grit, finish with 240. Okay, so it's time to do some pocket holes. I'm going to grab these pieces, put the pocket holes on the inside so you won't be able to see them. Now that the framing's done, I'm now going to secure the bench top. So I've flipped the top over, and in this area right here, I want to put the power point right here, but I want to build it just out a little bit. So I'm just going to put that block of wood in there. That way, when we put this in here, that will run directly straight into it. I've got some conduit here, which I'll run straight into there. That'll keep all the wires off the metal. Okay, I'm just going out to cut this pipe. I'll be back in a minute. So now that the plug's all wired up and ready to go, I'll put the top on. But before I do that, just got to put a piece of this over the top of this T intersection and screw it to here. That way, when this table rotates, this will stay in that place and it won't turn. Perfect. Alright, let's put this top on now it's finished. That's it, the tabletop's finished. It's getting dark, I'm going inside. See ya. So it's a new day, we're back on the build. If you come down here, I'll show you this bit down here. Wondering why I've got these gaps here? You may recall I said I was going to use some edge banding. Well, that's these pieces right here. Alright, let's start putting them on. So all the edge banding has now been stuck on. Got the router, just a straight edge with the ball bearing on it, so I stay nice and flush up against the parts that I want to router. I'm just going to run around the edges and just trim off any high spots. Alright, I've just finished sanding this all back. Now it's ready for some polyurethane. It's oil based, it's clear coat, and it's satin. Let's open her up and give it a quick stir. That's what we're going to be looking at. From that to that. So I've put one coat of satin clear on that. I'll let it dry for a few hours, then I'll give it a 240 sand and give it another coat. So I've finished lacquering this. It's come up beautiful. Now that that's done, it's time to start doing the table itself. I stuck some edge banding all around these pieces. That's the base. That's a part that goes about halfway up. I'm going to get the router out, run it around the edges, tidy it all up and make it nice and clean. Alright, it's now time to cut these side panels out to suit the flip top table. I've already chopped one of them out. I'm just going to trace it onto the other side now, and then I'll get the jigsaw and I'll cut those pieces out. So we've cut our edges out. That's going to be the top of the cabinet. That's where the flip top's going to swing. I've centered a spot right here. Got me 1-inch drill. Going to cut a hole straight through both sides, and then after I've done that I'm going to start assembling it, putting some pocket holes in, do all the edge banding, put the wheels on. It'll start looking like a table pretty shortly. So now this is one of the sides of the stand, and as you can see there's a few chip outs, a really bad one here. You won't see these ones. They're not really ideal. Not really too happy with them, but not much you can do. But what I have done to try and tidy up that situation is I got my router out and just used this chamfer, a straight edge, which is a 45-degree angle, and just chamfered the edge, for example, on this. And you can see it tidies it up a lot better. Same with that. You won't see that because that's where the table swings. But you can see all the edges look a lot better. Now I didn't really want to do that, but it looks way better. So I'll just have to put up with it. So once we start putting the edge banding on it, I'll sum up the situation and see if I like it or whether I'll fill it with putty. Just before I start screwing this all together, now that the edge banding's all on, I'm just going to start filling all these gaps all around here. It's got a little bit of putty here, a filler, and I'm just going to wipe it all in these edges and just tidy all those edges up, make them nice and neat. For example, if you have a look at this, I've already done the other side. Just looks so much tidier. I'm just a fussy bugger, I know. Alright, so I've just done a quick dry fit up. As you can see, I've got all my vice grips on here, just holding all of these panels on. As you can see, there's a panel through here, so I'm going to have a drawer coming out like this on this side. And as you can see, this is a flip top table. So if you see this piece of wood up here, I'm using that as a measuring marker. So pretend that the planer is actually sitting on here. That's how high it's going to be. So if I now swing this flip top table, you see it clearly misses here. So that drawer then is the perfect height. So we'll make it about that high. And you can see when we turn it, These are the stopping points right here. That's how the table stops, so it can't flip over again. So now that we know that this dry fit and everything works, we'll start assembling it. These pieces here that I'm holding right now, it's for the outside of the cabinet. This is where I'll have some cupboard doors opening and I'll be able to store stuff into. What I've done is I've just put an edge banding around it. So if I just show you along this edge right here, it needs cleaning up. So I'm going to run it across my table router and make it all flush. So now that we've evened up this edge banding, I'll get the sander out now, 80 grit, clean it all up. So all these pieces are now sanded up pretty nicely. I'm going to put them on here. But first what we got to do is lay this on its side. It'll make it a lot easier to put together. So now this has all been put together, I've just gone around it with 80 grit and sanded everything down. And as soon as I finish that, got some putty here and I've gone around and wiped it in all the edges to clean it up. Now I'm going to grab some 180, go around and sand it all down again. Okay, I've finished all the sanding. It's taken me quite a few hours, but it's all done. It's now time to put these wheels on. So we've got 2 swivel ones and 2 standard ones. Up to the fun bit, time to do some painting. Just going to put one coat on it and call it quits for the day. Okay, I finished clear coating it. What I'm going to do now is, that's the table, that's a tabletop over there. I've just cut out a hole where I'm going to run the power cord for this baby. I'm going to mount this on top of that and then thread all these pipes back through and mount the table back on. So we've got the holes drilled out. We've got some bolts here, they're about 75mm long. Got these locking nuts. I'm going to lock it down onto here so that sits there nice and solidly on all 4, obviously. Then we'll put the planer on top of all those bolts and then we'll bolt them down with the bolts and some washers. Now it's time to put the flip top back together. Got a few spaces that I made up here, which I'm going to put in between the table and the flip flop. Let's put it together, hopefully for the last time. Let's see if this baby works. We have a winner. How good's that? Now I can put whatever I want on top of here. For example, I can now put this on top here. This is obviously too big, but at least I've got another table to put things on. How cool is this? That's awesome, eh? How cool is that? I did make the table without using this hand adjuster, which goes on the end here, but it just comes off with one bolt, which is the same spanner that you use for everything else on here. So I thought, well, if I could save that much space, why not? This is awesome. Okay, so it's now time for me to put these safety latches in. I'm going to put them in around here somewhere. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to work it out right now. So there you go, flip top works. We put the holes in. I'll show you just one more time how it works. And then we got these little clips down here, and you just pull them out, and then they just fire in. Bob's your uncle, solid as. So that's not far from being finished. All we got left is to put a drawer in down the bottom on this side, put some cupboards, doors on those sides, and then we'll be finished. So it's time to do the bottom drawer. I've just done up some quick measurements. They're the outside measurements, they're the inside measurements, which I'm going to cut. Don't forget, we got the drawer runners. We got to take that off, that's 25 mil. So let's put it through the table saw and cut it all up. So I've put the drawer together. It's only a dry fit at the moment just to make sure everything fits properly. Done some cutouts, as you can see, right there. Just makes the drawer a lot stronger. Time to glue it, screw it, put it together. The drawer is now done. Just got to go around all the edges on my table router and just smooth off all the edges. Just got to give everything a quick sand and then we can start assembling the drawer. Now that the drawers have been made, time to drop in these soft close drawer runners. Simply just going to use this template, then I'm going to put the drawer on top of it and then screw them in. And then once that's done, we're going to do it to the other side. Beautiful. I'm just going to split this wood now so I can make up my stiles and rails for my drawer front. So this is what the front of my drawer is going to look like. That's the outside perimeter. What I've got to do now is add this piece into it. So I'm going to have to cut this down, make some sleeves up, because as you can see, we've got different sizes here. So I've got to run a cut down the centre here to make this fit inside it. What I'm doing here now is just setting the height of the saw blade. Now I can cut all 4 of these pieces. Just got to cut the end bit of my stiles out, then everything will connect up properly. Okay, I've just put this together. It's just a dry fit. I haven't put it all together. As you can see, all the edges are exposed. I'm just going to pull it all apart, glue it, get those clamps, clamp it together, and that's it for the day. We'll let it sit overnight. Okay, so it's the next morning. The front of the drawer is now 100% dried. I'm going to take all these clamps off and I'm going to run it through the planer and trim all the joins up. So what I'm doing here now is cutting out the stiles and the tops of the cupboard doors that go on the side of the cabinet. I've got to cut out 8 of each. So I've got all my top rails and my stiles done, ready for my cupboard doors on the side. All I've got to do now is cut out these centre pieces for the inserts to go into. So I've set my blade to 15mm and I'm cutting them now. So I've just used a sacrificial piece of wood just to make sure I get this right. So as you can see, it fits perfectly now. So that's right, so I'm going to run all the good pieces through. Now these have all been cut and grooved out to accept the inside panel piece. I'm now cutting out the end bits on my rails so they fit inside just like this one, which I just done. All I've done is raise the blade up to a certain height. Then I'll run the rails over the top of that blade and cut off those end bits to make up those pieces that will then slip inside the stiles. So all the stiles and the rails are done. That's what it looks like. That's a dry fit, no glue or anything like that. I'm just going to clamp them like that to my bench. Obviously I've got to fill in these areas right here. So that's what this piece is right here. I'm going to put that through the table saw right now, and then we can glue up all these cupboard doors and then fit them to the table. So I've just put one of the doors together. There it is right there. Come up, an absolute treat. So I'm going to put this one together now. So it's the next day, all the glue's dried. I'm going to take all these clamps off and get it ready for the planer. So what I'm doing here now is just giving everything a quick sand down with 80 grit, getting it ready for the final fit up. Once they're done, I've got 4 of these doors I've got to do. So I'm just going to put glue on the edge bandings and then on one end of these cabinet doors, and then I'll clamp them up. So all the edge banding has been glued on. I'm just going to unclamp the last bit and let's check out how they look. Edge banding all the way around now. So that's what they look like. Come up pretty nice. There's a bit of a lip here. So I'm just going to run this all through the router and make it all flush. And once that's done, sand it all down and we're just about done. So I've sanded all these back. These are perfect and beautiful now. Now it's time for the fun bit, and that's to put these hinges on. First one I'm going to have to do is mount these into the door. So what I've got to do to make the job easier, I've got this Craig jig. So I'm basically just going to mount that around here once I've done the measurements and drill out the holes. Then I'll screw this in, then I'll bolt them onto here. We've drilled out the hinges and put them in the door. It's time to set it up into here. The best way to line these doors up is to do it like this. By putting this down the bottom, you can use it as a guide. What you do is you rest your doors on it, so then it's flush with the bottom. And then all you got to do is line up these holes and screw it in. The only other thing I did is I got my ruler out and put a 36cm marking down here, right where these hinges are supposed to be drilled. That's where the holes are going to go, right on that 36mm mark. So when I screw these Phillips heads in, I don't like to go all the way in with this, just nip it up and then I tighten it up by hand. That way I know exactly how tight it is without stripping it. Now we can take off this bottom bit, now that these top 2 are in, and do the 2 bottom ones. There we go. It's one of the doors are done. Lines up pretty good too. Just needs a little bit of adjustment, but let's put the other side on now. All I've got to do now is line it up and we're all sweet. Now if you want to adjust these hinges, all you got to do, you've got these 2 bolts in here, these 2 bolts here, that one there will move the hinge backwards and forwards, this one here will move it that way, in and out. and that's about as easy as it gets. Now I'm just going to go around and do the other two, then I'll take all the doors off, give them a 240 sand, then it's ready for varnish. We're in the home straight. Here's a quick tip for you. I've put some putty in some of the corners. This is the best way and the easiest way of getting them out with a razor blade. This is how it's done. Just be careful not to gouge the wood. Get right into all your corners. You can cut out all that putty that's in that corner. Can be a little bit tedious, but it's definitely worth the extra 5 minutes. Okay, time for the fun bit. Got some paint here, it's oil based, it's clear coat. I'm just going to clear all over all those new bits that I've just done. A quick tip for when you want to paint near things that you don't want to paint, like these corners here, 2-inch masking tape. Tape those areas off, and then you don't have to worry about being careful. And you may ask, why am I painting these doors on? Why don't I take them off? If I paint them while they're on, I can paint both sides at the same time. So all the varnishing has been done now. All we got to do is put this bottom drawer in. I've got the front. So we've got a nice handle on the front here. What I'm going to do is undo all these screws, and we're going to use these holes to mount it on the front of this. I'll show you how it's done. So the drawer is now in. I'm going to put these spacers, both the same, one on either side. Then we'll get the drawer face. Stick it on the front. Got it all lined up nicely now. What we'll do is just simply drill out these holes. Put these screws in. Then what we'll do is just put some screws on the inside here. Then all we got to do is put the screws in and tighten the handle up. And that's it. The drawer is done. So there you go. She's all finished and completed, ready for daily use. I ended up not using this cheapskate of a plug. The cabinet started looking that good that I decided to put in one of these fellas. It's a 15 amp caravan plug I just bought from Bunnings. So all I did was just grind down these so my extension leads would be able to fit to it, because obviously I'm not using any 15 amp plugs or anything like that. Instead of leaving this here in the top, this is the screwdriver for it, which takes off all these nuts and bolts, takes the handle off. If I left it there like that, when I flipped it over, it would just simply fall out. So I made a nice little convenient spot for it right here, so you don't lose it. So when you want to flip the table around, all you got to do is pull out these safety catches on either side, Undo the handle, take the handle off, and lock the bottom wheels in, and then just flip it around. Simple as that. So when you want to use the table and run wood through the plane, all you got to do is wheel it up to my old table that's on wheels, lock the wheels down the bottom there so it doesn't move, plug her in, turn it on, and then run the wood through. And when the wood comes out the back, you can see it's the same level as the old table, and just keep feeding things through, not worrying that wood's going to fall on the floor. If anybody else wants to build it, just look at my last 2 videos. That'll explain everything and show you how to do it. If you get stuck or in trouble because you want to build it exactly the same, just send me a message and I'll get to you as soon as I possibly can. Alright guys, thanks for watching Having a Crack. See you next time. See ya.